Welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to be doing One Piece chapter 991, Let Us Die. And for the cover page, we've got more of this pound story. Boring, but they've got the heartfelt reunion with their dad now that they've come to the realization that is the dad. Yeah, so hopefully it'll be over soon. Well, let's get with the chapter. So the chapter starts with where it left off last week, which was ex Drake wanting to join with Luffy. And this was quite an interesting turn of events, actually, because we see X-Drake take out one of the numbers, and everyone's confused why he would do that. And he asked Luffy for what do you call it, to join with him anyway. And we get a little flashback to Kobe being a fanboy of Luffy, so I guess he's that little paid off. But surprisingly, what I found funny was not funny, interesting was obviously Luffy being the character he is, it's quite a simple character. We all knew he would trust Drake to join anyway. But what was interesting was the other Straw Hat crews were very skeptical of Drake joining, especially Zoro, who he actually clashes blades with. Don't go pulling any stupid crap at the last hour like this. Luffy, this guy sank to being Kaido's wing, just like Hawking's. And you think we're your next shelter. So we can definitely see that, what do you call it? Drake, someone who just kind of floats by whoever's going to who onto the winning team, like join the bandwagon kind of thing. And you can definitely see that he's lost the respect of many of the Straw Hat crew, especially Zoro, who thinks he's quite scum for doing something like that. Even Frankie and Jinbei actually agree with Zoro, so I thought that was quite interesting to see this little friction between um, Luffy's agreements. I thought that was pretty cool. It shows that there are some people who are a bit more skeptical of Drake anyway. I mean, obviously, stay away from Luffy Drake. Even in the pirates world, there's a code of honor. So yeah, I mean, it was interesting to see that these three would be the ones to speak, because they're all about values, code, and honor. And the man's code is Frankie, and Bushido samurai thing, honor with Zoro and stuff. So that's quite cool. Sure, you can be on our side. No, you can't. So obviously, there is a disagreement among the crew, but apart from that, we I especially enjoy this chapter quite a bit because it started to set up something classic anyway. So it's been a while since we've seen this formula being used in a while in New World, but this was a quite good arc where it kind of the main players in this arc start to separate, and this matchup starting to form, I guess. So the first matchup we start to get is Pepe and what's he called, Page One. Is it Page One? Let me think. I forgot. I think I want to say it is Page One. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna go with Page One. So Pepe and Page One. It seems like they're gonna be matched up against Nami and Usopp. So that's quite interesting. But I didn't think I don't know if they're on the same caliber as them. To be honest, sounds like sounds a bit disrespectful to Usopp and Nami. I mean, despite Usopp being my favorite character, I don't think they're on the same tier in terms of like capability of fighting someone as tough as the Flying Six. Anyway, I mean, I could have understand if it was a 2v1 against them, but a 2v2 against two of the Flying Six, I think they're a bit out of the league in terms of just scale, power, and everything. They kind of get outscaled a little bit by the flying six anyway, two of them. But Oda could prove me wrong. So I'm very interested to see how this 2v2 matchup between Usopp Nami versus Pepe and Page One is going to go out anyway. But I really want to see what kind of tactics Usopp and Nami will use. And this is actually quite an interesting combination, Usopp and Nami. I've not really seen this tag team duo. Have they ever been? Has this ever been done? I don't think it has. So this will be interesting to see what kind of synergy they can use, especially with their inventions and brawn. So this is obviously going to be a massive brain versus brawn moment. But yeah, that's one of the matchups we got. And Apu Scratch, man, like, where did this dude come from? I don't know. But, Oda just randomly brought him back up, so he's here as well. And one thing I did enjoy was Sanji's comment to Usopp, like, it shows that he has a lot of trust and respect in Usopp. I'm counting on you to keep Nami safe for me. So I really enjoyed that little tidbit from Sanji to Usopp. Anyway, shows a bit of their relationship with each other. Uh, but right now it seems like Sanji and Luffy are kind of together, and Apu Scratchman. This is where he appears, and he's obviously figured out his weakness, which is covering your ears, and you'll be immune to his attacks anyway. And it looks like Luffy actually used future sight to kind of predict Apu Scratchman was about to attack him anyway. But yeah, with that, Apu Scratchman kind of going on a rampage, and yeah, he's kind of been quiet. Where did he come from? He just came out of nowhere, and we see the numbers kind of getting beaten, and the 10 of you laid waste to countless towns together. You can't get clobbered while you're drunk at a party. That's not fun. Uh-huh. Yeah, so it turned. So that's kind of a little thingy. Well, what do you call it? A little bit of information that's quite. It could be quite key. So a lot of the numbers are quite wasted at this moment in time. So they're not at their full strength, and we can see Hachi. He's kind of sobered up a little bit, and it looks like Apu Scratchan's going to play a bit of a support puppet master role with his music to support Hachi. So that's going to be interesting to see how that's going to play out. And it looks like this could be another potential matchup with the Giant looking at General Frankie as an action figure. And, so obviously he's kind of diverting his attention away as we can see them kind of going in their separate directions. So could be the numbers versus Frankie anyway. I'm a bit disappointed in that little matchup because it would be nice to see Frankie, who's my second favorite Straw Hat crew member, go up against one of the Flying Six. Someone a bit higher rank than just one of the numbers anyway. But it is what it is. So it looks like this is going to be matchup number two, Hachi versus Frankie in his little Shogun form anyway. So I'm excited for that. And if it is, I think these are the matchups. I mean, anything could change. But we still got Zoro and X Drake actually fighting. This is kind of pointless because they're not really enemies anyway. Um, but it was kind of funny that these two were kind of quarreling over each other, but they kind of bonded, bonded over how annoying Apu Scratchman is, and they both attack him at once. So I guess because they've kind of both found something a bit of a common interest. They've kind of just teamed up, and yeah, seems like we had the two. Yeah, so they've kind of like teamed up now, and this is all because of Apu Scratchman being annoying. So that's kind of funny anyway. Uh, so now you're gonna leech off that tiny pirate army. I've always hated that guy. I'm gonna destroy him, but not for you. Seems like we have the same idea. Let's team up. Oh, okay. So this could be a third matchup, or maybe I don't know if it is a matchup. I don't really expect this to be a big fight, but it potentially could be X Drake and Zoro versus Apu Scratchman. I mean, that's kind of I don't know. I might be underestimating Apu Scratchman, but two supernovas versus one supernova. I think the two supernovas would win. But nevertheless, oh, actually no, that matchup might be ruined because straight away they get attacked by some gunfire, and this is Queen with his machine gun anyway. And one thing I did notice about his machine gun is we get this little panel about one of these random fodder samurai getting hit, and Drake does mention some. He does comment about the bullets used. So if it's anything to go upon, it's probably those poison bullets that he used back in the mines anyway. So you using those poison bullets in this like crowded area right now, that's going to be quite catastrophic, and it's going to spread quite quickly unless it can be contained. So that's going to be quite interesting to see how they deal with that. So yeah, Queen's definitely done something quite despicable, and it's going to put a lot of pressure on the what do you call it, the Straw Hat Alliance, and they could potentially have a lot of casualty just with the way the poison spreads anyway. uh, but we actually go back to Kaido versus the what do you call them? Oh my god, the Minx, yeah. And we actually get a little panel of Jack's what do you call it, tusk getting snapped, and I was kind of annoyed with this. Uh, because we kind of see his little tusk get snapped, and he gets like Jack got beat, and he just gets thrown, and we actually see Kaido actually step in. So he says, Jack is one of my handpicked leaders. I will not stand back and watch as one of my most valued men is killed. I have failed you, Master Kaido. This does not make you weak. They're just that strong. And I do like Kaido. He has a very strong sense of what do you call it, camaraderie in his crew, and he you can see that he cares for his, especially his high ranked officers anyway, like Jack. And this is kind of a contrast to the way Queen and King kind of treat Jack. Like they kind of treat him like he's useless, and they pretty much treat him like shit. And it's nice to see that Kaido actually, care. He actually says something nice about Jack. Like he's one of his valued men. So that was kind of ironic. And there's also a bit of a what do you call it? A contrast with how Big Mom treats her crew members, especially since most of them are her family as well. Like she kills them if they don't follow her instructions. There's not that much hesitation. But Inuyasha and Nekomamushi's their mink, what do you call it? Their Sulong form has now been revealed, and I gotta say they look pretty dope indeed. Like I love the whole sinister look. They look sharper, and they've got long flowy hair, and they definitely, these two pretty much are the pinnacle of meek power, I guess, because they're pretty much the strongest minks. What I call them, meeps, minks around. But we can definitely see that a lot of casualties have been shown on both sides, and I was kind of annoyed that the what you call it, the fight between uh, Jack and the Ian Nekomamushi and Inuyasha was off screened because this was kind of the revenge moment for Jack invading their country. I really wanted to see them get their sweet revenge, and they obviously did get the sweet revenge. But I wanted to see how the fight kind of played out. But we'll never get to see that because it was off screen by Oda. I guess he's just trying to save some time anyway. But yeah, that's dope. That shows how strong these two are anyway. And it looks like Kaido's going to be joining in the fight. So let's see. I guess it's going to be pretty much the Scabbards and these two minks left to take on Kaido, and obviously Kaido's going to win. But let's see what they're capable of. And we see Kaido kind of start off with this massive dragon blast, but this was kind of interesting because it actually makes sense. Being who Kimon is, his fire style, because usually if what you call a mid tier character like Kimon did this randomly, then obviously people would be calling BS. But it was actually foreshadowed that his one of his abilities is the way he can cut fire, and for him to cut fire right now, that was quite cool and badass, and definitely it was very deserving of Kimon, and it was already implied that he could do it. So obviously I had a feeling that he would, and with that they actually cut him as well. I've just noticed Kimon actually cuts Kaido as well, so they inflict some damage. We're tired of running, hiding. Let us die as Lord Odin's samurai. We will take your head, that is. So it looks like, yeah, it's literally going to be the Nine Scabbards versus the Nine Scabbards and Nekomamushi and Inuyasha versus Kaido. And that's going to be quite formidable now because Kaido's Dragon Blast has kind of been nullified by Kiyomon's ability. So that's one way they can't be harmed, and I'm really looking forward to how this fight's going to play out. And it's kind of obvious, in my opinion, just the way the plot is that Kaido's going to win, but because obviously Luffy's going to come. But the main question now is, will these guys actually survive, or will they be killed by Kaido? Because Kaido can be quite brutal. So yeah, some of these samurais might not make it because in terms of plot wise, none of these guys are that important to the. Well, actually, I don't know if I should make that statement, but yeah, like none of them have plot armor. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's going to be interesting to see if any of them will die and who's going to survive. But yeah, that's all from this arc, and this chapter was amazing. He actually managed to fit in so many information, and there was just so much content. And I'm definitely going to enjoy these matchups, and I want to see how the rest of the Straw Hat crew, who their matchups going to be. And you know what? It's been a while since I've seen Nico Robin actually fight somebody, so that'd be interesting to see her, go up against one of the other Flying Sixes. But yeah, this was a very good chapter indeed. A lot of information was given. I definitely enjoyed the pace for this chapter, and I'm looking forward to the next one. I'll see you guys then.